Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lab Coding, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you how to solve the first advanced exercise in UiPath Academy. I was not able to cover this one on my previous tutorial as I focus much on those critical exercises which are calculate client security hash and generate yearly report. Since UiPath has a major update on their website and the UiPath Studio has a new version as well, I decided to work on those exercises again so I can see if there's something new, especially on the RE framework part. So before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet so you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. Now we can start. So first, I want you to navigate to the UiPath Academy and then go to the Courses tab and scroll down here on the left panel and look for this difficulty level and then select the advanced. So this is the one that we will work for this complete tutorial. So let me open that one. Um, this tutorial needs to be completed in sequence. So let us start with the first one. Right, sometimes the interface is different. So let's have a check on this one. So if you go on the Robotic Enterprise Framework tab, here you will find a video with a basic explanation of how the RE framework works. So I recommend that you watch that one before you get started. After you've done with the video, let's go here at the practice one or the UI demo. In this exercise, we need to download three items, the transaction data in here, the UI demo application, and of course the solution document. You could have that once you click that button. This is our solution document. So after you download those files, it will be on zip. So you need to unzip all these files. So you will have this three folder after unzipping. So what I would suggest you to do is create another folder anywhere on your PC, and then it would be better if you could just put all those files into just one folder. Again, those three files are the Excel transaction data, and then the UI demo, that exe application, and the solution guide for this exercise. And now that we have all the things we need, let's go ahead and open our UiPath Studio. And please make sure that you have the latest version of the UiPath Studio installed on your PC. If you don't know how to check, well, you just need to go to platform.uipath.com. Let me show you that. So this is how you will check if you have the latest version of UI Studio or not. So once you are here on the platform.uipath.com, we'll go to the Resource Center tab, and here you will see the latest version for Community and Enterprise Edition. Then in your UI Studio, the one installed on your PC, on the lower left part of the home page, you will see the version of your UiPath. So on my case, it's 2020.4.0, it's beta 718. If I'm going to check that in here, that's 20.40 and that's beta.718. So it's the same. So if your UiPath Studio is not the same with that, I would suggest that you download the latest version first before you proceed on this tutorial. Okay, so once you have opened the UiPath Studio, look for the Robotic Enterprise Framework template. So click that and put the name and description of the RE framework. So let me just open the document guide. So here they suggested or they recommend a name for the RE framework, and as much as possible we want to follow exactly their instruction in this guide. So they want the name to be UI Path Framework Demo. Let's go ahead and copy that. And okay, I have that on an existing path. So let me just select a new path. There you go. And let's put a description to that. They also provided a description here. Copy that and let's put that in here. So once you're done with the name and description, just hit the create button. Alright, now we need to start by creating a new sequence. So how to create a sequence is just go here at new and then select new sequence. And then we need to name this sequence as dispatcher dash upload queue. So make sure to have the same name so you'll not get confused while following this tutorial. And then the first thing here is we need to add a read range activity. So go to the activities panel, search for the read range here, and then drag that in your sequence. Here you will see that we have an error. Seems like UiPath is still not updating the document. So we have this error because it says here that this activity can only be used inside the Excel application scope activity. So let's go ahead and look for the Excel scope activity or Excel application scope activity. So drag that to your sequence and then now this read range activity should be inside that activity. And here we still have an error because we are required to select the Excel path. So let's go in here. So before I browse the path or before we look for the Excel path, I would suggest that you move the transaction Excel file on the framework data folder. So let's go here for the framework data folder. So you could easily go there by looking on the file explorer icon in your UiPath Studio. And here you will see that you have a data folder. Go inside that, and then there's also an input folder. So as a best practice in UiPath, you need to put here all your input file, which on our case on this exercise, we need to have the transaction file within this folder. So let me go back to my folder. So here I will copy this one to here, right? And now let me close that window. And here we can now browse that Excel file and go to data and then input folder and then now look for that. One good thing doing this is if you can notice on the path structure, it automatically look on the framework folder because if you will browse the data from different part of your computer and you attempted to run that on a different computer, then you'll need to change this. But if you will have that transaction data file always on the same folder as the framework, then you should have no problem with that. All right, now that we have that, so here there's another thing that we need to do. The range, we need to populate this range um, field. So let me open the file first. Again, can go here at the file explorer, then input, then open that. The range starts at A1 and then it ends at there C107. So let me put that in here. It's A1 and C107. Hit the OK button, and this activity should be good now. Or oh what? I'm sorry, I forgot another thing. So here on the read range, we need to create an output data variable. So let's name it DT transaction. So go here at the data table property. And one good thing about UiPath is when you need a variable and you forgot to create it, you can automatically do that in here by just pressing Control K on your keyboard. And then let's name this variable transactions and hit the enter. And if you will go to your variable panel in here, you will see that it's not created because the scope. So let me just update the scope to the sequence. So right now, if you can see here, you have that variable created and automatically the correct variable type has been assigned to that. All right. Now the next thing is we need to add a for each row activity. So go back to your activities panel, look for the for each row, add that in here, and then now we need to put here our data table variable. What is the reason why I changed the scope earlier? So if you will take a look at this, let me put that variable scope back again to the do scope. Oh, oh, it's not allowing me. Yeah, let's try to put that back on the do scope. Let's close this one. Now, as you can see here, if we will try to attempt to use that variable, it's not showing on the recommended variable because we cannot access that variable if you just put the scope into do activity. That's why I updated it to the general scope of this sequence. So let's go back and update the scope, select the sequence name. Then now in here, if we will try to use that variable again, you can see that there's a result now once you type the DT. Now just select that. I hope that you get that. That's the reason why there is a scope in here on the variable panel. And then the next thing that we need to do in here is to add an add queue item activity. Let me look for that activity first. Add queue item in here. And then here we need to edit the item information. So go here at the property panel, click this ellipsis button. And here we need to add three items. So it should be um, cash in, and then what are this? Oh, it should be row, cash in that to string there. Next one should be on as check, same direction and type. It will be row on as check that to string. And then the third one is the not on as check, same direction and type again. And then row, oh, not on as check that to string. So if you are asking why use this syntax, why there is a row, where did I get that? So look on our for each row activity loop. The variable that represent our loop is the row. That's why that is what we use in here, row. Okay. Now another thing that we need to set is the queue name. So again, activate that add queue item activity. Here on the queue name, let's name it UiDemo transactions. So I want you to take note of that name or that queue name that you will be using if ever you want to try another name. Okay, so once you do that, hit OK, and now we've cleared the error. So in this activity, we are going to use the orchestrator. So it is important that you have it set up. You have it set up first before you proceed on the next activity. So let me open my orchestrator first. If you don't know how to navigate to your orchestrator, again, you'll just go first to platform.uipath.com and then go to the services tab, and here click your account name. So, oops. Yeah. And another guys, I will not cover in this video how to connect UiPath Studio to Orchestrator, but I already have that, or I already have a separate video on how to do that. So just go to my channel and then go to this UiPath playlist, and wait, let me just open that. Oops. Then here, just look for the connecting UiPath to Orchestrator title. So here I explain completely how you will connect your UiPath Studio to your orchestrator. And if you have any question, just put that in the comment of this video. Okay. So once you are on the orchestrator page, I would suggest that you bookmark that so you don't need to always open the orchestrator from the platform page. So here you might want to confirm that you are connected first by going to the robot tab, and here the status should be available. Now we need to go to the queues tab in here, and we need to create a new queue. So let me delete all the queue in here first so we could have a fresh start. And now let's create a new queue. So again, you need to use here the same queue name you assign on your UiPath Studio. So if we'll go back in here, the name I use is UiDemo transactions. Let me copy that. Oh, I cannot copy it. All right, let me try this way. Yeah, Control C and go back here. Now let's paste that. Remove the quote, and then here let's put maximum number of retries is equals to 2, and there's no other thing you need to change in here. Just hit the add button. Now you have the queue created successfully. So now I think we can test the sequence if it works. So let's do that by clicking the debug file in here and then select the run file. So let's see if it will work. I see that it opened the transaction Excel file. Mhm. Yeah, it's still running. As long as you can see this icon, it means that your program is still running. So once that is gone, meaning that the process has been completed. Let's just wait for it. I hope that it's working because it's taking some time. So those are 100 plus items that will be sent from the Excel file to our queue or to the queue that we just created. All right. Really hope that it will work. It's just a simple sequence, and I confirm that my orchestrator is connected, so there should be no problem with that. Okay, I think instead of staying on this page, let me go to my orchestrator. Now I will hit this refresh button to see if there are items being added. So it's completed. So if you don't want to wait for it, you can go to the orchestrator queue page, hit this refresh button, and there are just some delay in here. Sometimes you can see on the remaining item that it says 27, but it's not really 27. But as long as uh, the code works, you should be good. But let me check in the UiPath Studio first if I encountered any error, and I don't think there is. So here you will see how much time did it take to run those or to add those item in queue. So let me go back again in here, refresh this. I should be expecting 106 item in here because when I checked the file, there is 107 rows. Excluding the header, we should have 106 items in here. Let me refresh this page. It should show 106. Let me just wait for that. Yeah. Wait, let me confirm it again. Let's look at the file. It should be 106. Let's go here. Yeah, last word is 107. So I'm expecting 106 data in here. Let me refresh that. Yeah, there you go. It's 106 now. And well, if you want to check these items, you just need to click this ellipsis button and then click this view transactions. And this is one thing I don't know why they're not showing anything when you go to the transaction page. But if you want to check each item, you can select a random item in here, click the ellipsis button again, and then select this view details. And then now you will see those three pills that we sent to the queue, which are cash in, on as check, and not on as check. Okay, let's check the first item, make sure that it's not the header. Okay, it's good. So I think that's all for the dispatcher part. So if everything is correct, you just have built the dispatcher for this activity. So now let's move on to performer tutorial in the next video.